Goldbridge, that's football. We're back with another watch-along. And we're back with Ajax versus Liverpool in the Champions League. And I'm interested. You've wooed me. You've got my attention tonight because I think Liverpool have had an interesting start to the season, and I think that this could be a very interesting game. I think Ajax are always an interesting team to watch. Obviously, they lose a lot of players who go on to elsewhere. Van der Beek, De Ligt. But I still think that they'll be a good side. They've still got very good players. Campos is good. Tadic is very, very good. Daley Blind, ex-United, of course. Klassen. Very good players. And no doubt there'll be other players coming through. But Liverpool, let's go through their starting lineup. Adrian, Alexander-Arnold, Gomez, Fabinho plays at centre-back, and Robertson completes the back four. You've then got Milner, Wijnaldum and Jones in their midfield with Salah, Firmino and Mane. So the strong front three, but not such a strong back four anymore, with the Fabinho having to drop in there. No, Henderson's on the bench as well. Don't know what that's all about. Jota's on the bench. And obviously Thiago, I don't know how long Thiago's injured for, but he is not there as well. So a bit of a mixed bag. Does anybody know how long Thiago is out for, actually? That would be interesting if anybody could let us know on that. But yes, Champions League football back again. And looking forward to this one tonight. Hopefully Ajax will give it a good go and give us a good game. And look, it's interesting for Liverpool. They're having a very, very interesting start to the season, and they definitely need to start getting some results because it's been a mixed bag season for them so far. At the weekend, I think they thought they'd got that result over Everton. And they didn't. And they got beat 7-2 by Villa. So Liverpool at this moment in time will just be feeling a little bit nervous. But still a very good team. And I think a team. 5 weeks for Thiago. Is that because of the foul that Richarlison did on him? 2 weeks. He's injury prone, says one. Well, you know what, actually, I've got to say, the people who are saying that Thiago is injury prone are absolutely right. He is injury prone. And that has been proven before he came to Liverpool. But Liverpool don't tend to sign injury-prone players. So I think it's rather interesting that they've gone for Thiago. But Liverpool have got some games to win some points as well, to be fair. They've got Ajax tonight. Then they've got Sheffield United at the weekend at home. Sheffield United are terrible. So that's a really good game for Liverpool to have to play. Then they've got Midtjylland at home next week in the Champions League. I'd expect them to win that. And then they've got West Ham at home. So they've got 3 home games where you really would expect Liverpool to win all 3 of those. Then they go into November. They play Atalanta away. I think that'll be a toughie. And then they play Man City away just before the next international break. So 3 games after this that you'd expect Liverpool to win at home against Midtjylland and West Ham and Sheffield United. Then they've got 2 tough ones against Atalanta and Man City. So they'll be looking to win tonight, looking to get the wheels back on the Liverpool machine. And I still think Liverpool are favourites. If I sold you my wife, would you feed her, says Jack Maskell. Well, I'm not buying your wife for a start. And Mark, what do you think about Petr Cech going back to play for Chelsea, says Joel Morris. I don't understand it. And I think it's a very good question to put on That's Football, because I don't really understand what that was all about last night when it was breaking, to be honest. I don't get it. I don't get why Cech has come back. What about Caballero? What about Kepa? They're still part of that club, so it doesn't make many difference. Bayern Munich are on as well. Yeah, if I just press the up button, I get Stateside Live, Muddy Horses. I've gone up, not down. Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Atletico Madrid. Yeah. I don't know. Oh, it's because I'm on BT. I went on to racing. Hi Mark, it's my birthday. Can I get a shout out? Even if I'm a Liverpool fan, love the content. You're a good man, says Catalin Moldovan. Thanks for the super chat. Happy birthday to you. Really, really hope you're having a good day. Wouldn't go as far as to say I hope Liverpool win. That would be wrong for a Manchester United fan. But I do think they'll win. I fancy Liverpool to win tonight. I'm going to say 2-0. But it's always a pleasure to watch Ajax. For many years, I remember being a young boy watching News Round many years ago, and they had a reporter out at Ajax, and I think they bought a young English player over to Ajax, and he was about 8. This would have been the early 90s. And I've always been fascinated by Ajax scouting network, the way that they develop younger players. So I got a lot of time for Ajax, and you know what? I actually lived in a time when Ajax won a Champions League, so they, you know, the days of Kluivert and Edgar Davids and Edwin van der Sar. So very, very traditional and effective club, Ajax. That conveyor belt of talent, the certain way of playing football. So I think we're in for a good game tonight, but I do think that Liverpool will get over the line. They've still got an electric front three. Their midfield is a little bit weak. Wijnaldum, Milner, Wijnaldum and Jones, not their strongest midfield three, but they've got their strong front three, and of course, defensively, it's still, you know, no Alisson, obviously no Van Dijk for a while, but Gomez and Fabinho should still be sufficient enough to get a result and maybe even keep a clean sheet. PSG just got smashed by Man United. Ollie masterclass. I'm still buzzing, man. And Thiago has 75% chance of playing on fantasy football for the weekend, says Morgan Coulter. So he's obviously not out for too long. Liverpool has a brilliant recruitment strategy. They didn't buy Fekir for his injury prone. Then why did they buy Thiago? He's highly injury prone, says Ronit. And an early cross coming in here, but Ajax will clear it. Yeah, I mean, look. There was a bit of me that was a little bit surprised about them buying Thiago, but then Thiago, for how much they paid for him, they probably thought, you know, it's well worth doing it. So there you go. And as far as kits go, I don't mind that Liverpool kit. Erik ten Hag, definitely a coach that's been mentioned around Manchester United, so keep an eye on him. Not that he will be Man United's next coach, but he's a decent coach. Daley Blind playing in the midfield today as well. Normally plays as a centre-back. Daley Blind has also had his health issues, as we know. You know, a couple of times he's collapsed on the pitch. Please subscribe if you're new. We're 10 subscribers away from 248,000, and we're getting very close to 250,000, which actually I was hoping we would hit by the end of the year. So we could hit it early, which it's always nice to hit your targets early, as any boxer will tell you. But it's thrown here to Ajax, high up the pitch. Mark, watch along for El Clasico on Saturday. This is Praveen. What time is it? What time is the El Clasico? Because there's an English Clasico between Ajax and... no, not Ajax. That would never work. It's an English one. Manchester United and Chelsea are at 5:30. So basically from 4:30 until 10 o'clock at night. Oh, Fabinho nearly caught in possession there. And that's a long ball over the top. I don't think Mane's going to get there. Something just came into my head and I don't want to say it out loud. There's nothing rude or illegal. Don't worry about that. Yeah, I knew it. This is why I didn't say it loud. I was just about to say, why is David Neres not playing for Ajax? But then I've just seen number 7 is called Neres Campos on the BBC website. The BBC tends to go with proper names. So the one that you might recognise, David Neres is playing. That's all I want. That's all I needed to know. Ajax starting off quite well though. That jumper is fire, Mark. 10 out of 10. Says Ewan Black. Thanks, mate. I really like it. It is nice, isn't it? I do like it. Stacey says, thank you for your vids. I was upset that I couldn't watch the game on TV, but I can come here. Thanks so much. No worries, Stacey. I'll keep you updated with what's going on. FIFA 21 will be back tomorrow, Jerome. Yes. Yeah. I don't tend to do 2 streams in one day, which is a shame because I'm really enjoying the FIFA 21 stuff. But Anana's a fantastic goalkeeper as well. I'd love to see him in the Premier League. Ajax goalkeeper, if you didn't know. Thanks for the super chats, though. You can do that by clicking the $sign below. Appreciate those. And 20 Legends says, please, do you think Thiago will be a flop or injury-prone type for Liverpool? I don't think he's going to be a flop because I think he's too good. So I don't think he's going to be a flop. But do I think he's going to pick up a lot of injuries? Probably. Doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be a flop. I mean, look. As much as I don't want Liverpool to win games, what did I say? I did the watch-along for Liverpool. No, I didn't do the watch-along for Liverpool versus Everton, actually, did I? But when I was watching that game, I tweeted it at the time and said, you know, it's ironic, isn't it, that Richarlison goes through Thiago and gets a red card, and then within a couple of minutes, Thiago gets up, plays a no-look pass, and Liverpool win the game. That would have been amazing from him. So there you go. My godfather's refereeing the game today. Says I didn't get the joke. We don't know whether you're joking or not, and we don't get the joke. And Mark, have you seen The Office US? My girlfriend thinks Maguire looks like a chunkier version of Gabe Lewis, the skeleton man. Pumpkin spice latte. Tell your girlfriend she's right. He definitely does look like a... Gabe Lewis does look like a skinny Harry Maguire. And I tell you what, it took me about 3 years to watch all of the American Office, but I would totally advise it. We were so sad when we watched the last episode a couple of months ago, because it wasn't one. We didn't binge watch it. We'd watch it every now and again, and it was like something that we never thought would end. And yeah, it is very, very much worth a watch. Vinny says, who are United's two biggest rival clubs? I mean, that's down to personal opinion, isn't it? And I think if you live in Manchester, then you've got to put Man City as a big rival. But for me, as a Man United fan, our two biggest rivals for me in my lifetime would be 100% Liverpool, number one, by a long, long way. And I'd probably say number two is up for grabs. I'd like to listen to conversations about that, because considering... I think the Premier League's best... There's an injury at the moment. Considering the Premier League's best rivalry era was the late 90s between Wenger and Sir Alex. They were just fire. That rivalry was fire. They didn't like each other. The players and the clubs didn't like each other. They were fantastic games that you looked forward to. In 98, Arsenal won the double. In 99, United won the treble. It was just a fantastic rivalry. But then Arsenal have been shit for 20 years. And we've been shit for 10 years. And I don't think that rivalry with Arsenal means anything now, or has done for a very long time. So I wouldn't say Arsenal are a rival now. Leeds is a big rivalry, but it's really not one I've really witnessed that much, because Leeds haven't been in the Premier League for so long. I mean, Chelsea at times were a big rival. So I think for me it's Liverpool. It begins and ends with Liverpool. Marks, what's this drama with Mason Greenwood's punctuation? Can he not use full stops and commas or something? Think you meant punctuality, mate, says Joshua Bowater. Yeah, probably. In fact, definitely. Do you think United will get a trophy legend this year? Do you think Man United will get a trophy this year, says 20 legend? I'm very tired today. I went to bed so late last night. Really did. Because I was just so happy with the result. Mark, keep an eye out for Ajax left back Finn Gamal. And that was from Son23. Must be very happy with Son's start to the season. Very good. So 7 minutes in here. Kudos has come off. He's injured. Kudos to him. So the number 20 is coming off for Ajax after 7 minutes. Only just started the game, so he's not going to play anymore. And it looks like Traore is coming on, number 23, but we'll confirm that in a moment. So early blow for Ajax. But a well-organised start by Ajax. Currently playing with 10 men because they're injured player. Daley Blind, I think he thought about knocking that out, but here's Neres. And he loses the ball. Goes back to Adrian. I'm surprised Ajax didn't kick the ball out there, because they're a man down. So I'm a little bit surprised by that. Gravenberg, top player, only 18. The next De Jong, says Tom G. This is the thing about Ajax. They're always an exciting team to watch, because they've always got 2 or 3 players coming through. Right, here we go. Oh, it's Quincy Promes coming on. Not Traore. Quincy Promes coming on, number 11 for Ajax. And Kudos comes off, injured, after 10 minutes. Tom G says Gravenbeck and Haymar. Yeah, we've done that. Okay, we've done those. Thank you very much. I have been to Leeds. Yes, Dylan Howarth. I went to Leeds for a wedding, actually. And we drove up there on Friday afternoon. And it was one of the most annoying bloody introductions to a city I've ever been, really, because it was rush hour and it was a bloody pain in the arse, the hotel we had to find. So yeah, I have been to Leeds. It was alright. It was alright. I didn't mind Leeds. I used to work in Leeds years ago when I was about 16, putting diamond cable in. I used to drive up there every morning and used to earn quite good money then for that. Slip him in! Tadic down the right hand side. If he crosses it, no, he's not. Liverpool have got players back here. Recovery pace from Gomez was electric there. He's looking good. Looking good, Gomez for Liverpool there. Spazman says, is the zebra kit in FIFA yet? Mason Greenwood, new girlfriend is... No, Son 2-3. You're not catching me out with those sort of things. What do I think about the 5 subs rule, says Mohammed? I think it's a bit too many in the Champions League, if I'm honest with you. Jacob, I'm not singing, so you can keep talking about singing, but I won't do it. And David Lee says, hi, Flex, mate. And Ajax are in the box here, but it's a good tackle by Fabinho. Score prediction, Greg, I've gone with 2-0 to Liverpool, and Mane's here up against the back line of Ajax. He'll get a shot off, blocked, and Ajax will clear it. And it will not go out for a throw-in because Robertson's going to keep it in. Yeah, a bit of a mixed bag start for Liverpool, really. I mean, they've got a few things I wanted to talk about tonight and ask you. Where are you in the Premier League at the moment? Like, I don't mean where are you? You're not a football club. You know, I don't want Everton to put in there and say we're currently top. What I mean is, what have you changed your opinion from? You know, we all have a pre-season prediction on who's getting relegated, who's going to win the title. Have you changed your opinion on who's going to win the title? Who do you think is going to win the title? I should have just said that, because for me, I said, if I'm right, I think I predicted Liverpool first, Chelsea second, Man City third, and United fourth. And I think if you'd asked me in the international break after we lost 6-1, I'd have said United's going to really struggle. And it just shows you how things can change very, very quickly. But I still do think Liverpool are going to win the league, and I'm not going to change what I thought at the start of the season. I still think Liverpool are the best team in England. Will you watch the El Clasico this Saturday in Ottawa? It's 10 a.m. this Saturday, says Jack. And I'm not going to read your second name. Thanks for the super chat. His second name was Miaf, and his first name was Jack. Put it together. Roberto Bacchi says that United are going to win the league. James Bond says Arsenal will win the title. James Bond says Arsenal will win the title. Aston Villa are going to win the title. I tell you what, Aston Villa have got some very winnable games for the next 5 games. Like, I don't think they've got any of the traditional top 6. Titles up for grabs, says CXXV10. Whoever keeps the most clean sheets, goal difference will play a huge role. I just like it to be tight. That's what she said. And why do you hate Arsenal more than Liverpool, says Alexander A. I don't hate any team, because I don't do hate. Did you hear about the new Liverpool wonder kid? Apparently he's Gerrard's son. What do you think about him? His name is... Yeah, not reading that either. Terrible attempts. Terrible attempts, Boris B. I knew it was going to be like that. I knew it was going to be something like that. Second name Nance, first name Aimer. Put them together. See, I'll let you all in on the bad joke. Decent first 14 minutes so far. I think Ajax have set themselves up well. I think if Ajax are going to get a result against Liverpool, they're going to have to do it here. We will keep an eye on what's going on in other games. 0-0 in all of them at the moment. And obviously this is group... What group's this? This is Group D. So Atalanta are in it, Midtjylland and Liverpool. And I'll tell you this, and I'll tell you it for free. Atalanta are not a bad side. Not sure about you, Mark, but I'll never forget Daley Blin's lovely goal against Liverpool in 2015. Was an extremely versatile player for our club, says Frank Krask. Semi-lockdown here in Ireland. Thanks for the streams, Mark. All the best from Dublin, says Matthew Larney. Poor kick out by Adrian there. Porto winning 1-0 against Man City. So, yeah, the lockdown thing's quite interesting, isn't it, in Ireland? I know a lot of people from Ireland, and all the pubs and that have never really... I'm scared about what's going to happen when I go back to Ireland, because I lived in Ireland for 3 years. I've visited Ireland for many times after that. And one of the things I always say about Ireland is that you can go into a pub at any time of the day and there's always people in it. It's just part of the culture there. If these pubs are going to basically be shut all this year and all around Christmas, how can they survive? How can these pubs be there when I go over there? And it's very, very sad, because the pub industry in Ireland is very different to England. Like I say, it's just part of the furniture more. Good header on the back post. Adrian saves it, but half a chance there for Ajax. And now Salah's got it on the break, but Ajax have got their numbers back, and they'll pick it up again. Jack, I didn't answer your question. No. And thanks for the super chats. Frank, I think that goal from Daley Blind, was that the one where he passed it in? I'm not doing accents, the unknown. No. And Reese says, I hope everyone's having a good night so far. I'm a Liverpool fan. Hope you guys don't mind. Well, everyone's welcome on this channel. That's how That's Football works. I predicted Liverpool are going to win this 2-0, but Joshua Bowwater is talking about Traore that United have bought from Atalanta. Hasn't even made the bench again tonight. Hope it works out well, but the amount we are paying for him makes it quite a gamble, says Joshua Bowwater. I mean, it's an interesting point, Joshua, there, because if he is such a talent, why is he not making Atalanta's bench? And yes, he's coming to United in January, but he's definitely not coming to United in January to go into the first team, is he? He's going to be a work in progress. So, City penalty. I wonder if I can see that game anywhere. Got live EFL on Sky. Sheffield Wednesday against Brentford. Gone right past it here. Man City Porto. England has some excellent young talents resembling early 2000s. Unfortunately, Southgate reminds me of Ericsson. The guy spoiled the golden generation, says Abernaf. I agree. And what car do you drive, Mark? I drive a Renault Megane, and overtaking National Express coaches can become a long, drawn-out affair. Alan Partridge, shout out. Will N, nice one. And also, I've never had hate for Arsenal, but when Overmars scored at Old Trafford in '98, I think I came bloody close, says Robbo FM. What's your favourite goal under Ollie so far, says Jack. Favourite goal under Ollie? I enjoyed that Rashford goal last night, you know. I think it's probably too fresh for me to say that, but I really did. There's a penalty check in the Man City game at the moment. I've just switched on. Nothing going on in that. So we've got a penalty here for Man City. They haven't missed the penalty yet because it's not been taken. Man City are losing 1-0, but they're going to get a penalty. Aguero's going to take it. So they went 1-0 down to Porto, but very, very quickly, Pepe... I don't know what the penalty's for. Nah, that's not a penalty. I don't think that's a penalty, do you? I don't know whether anybody who's watching it, but that's never a penalty. Well, many of you are watching the Liverpool-Ajax game. I'm just going to float between the two. But I can't understand how that was a penalty for City. He didn't even touch him, really. They've got out of jail there. I watched it twice. I don't even know how the penalty got given there. And Aguero scores. Gravenbach to United. Perfect Pogba replacements as Knight R7. Yes, it's 1-1 in the City game. But I can't even understand why that was a penalty in the first place. Klopp's not very happy here. Hi Mark, love the channel. My brother Barry and myself have just signed for United under 18s. Says Duncan. And I'm not reading your second name as well. And Boogie B says, I hope Liverpool and City get pissed on tonight, but why on earth is Tadic playing instead of... Yeah. Okay. You can keep trying. It's not going to work. Anyway, it's 20 minutes gone. Good game so far between Liverpool and Ajax. They're sort of cancelling each other out. Man City drawing 1-1 with Porto. And a dodgy penalty. If you want to watch that back, a really dodgy penalty. And it also looked like it was a foul on the keeper as well, Chloe. I agree. I mean, Pepe's a little bit reckless, but he doesn't actually make any contact with anybody, so I don't know how you can give him a penalty. Tom says, I thought United were different class last night. Twansebi was like a new signing, just hope he can stay fit. And I think that's definitely the thing. And free Ozil, did you see his tweet? Says Big Josh. What do people think about the Ozil scenario, by the way? So he's not been named in the Premier League squad for the Premier League. As I understand it, Ozil earns over 300k a week at Arsenal. Now, Arsenal aren't the richest club in the world, and I'm pretty sure Mesut Ozil is not completely useless. So it's odd that Arsenal are happy to leave him out of their Premier League squad when he's on such massive wages. Thanks, Sally Devil Red 7, beat me to it. Yeah, so I'm quite surprised about that one. But, you know, I'm not an Arsenal fan, so maybe some people... I think some Arsenal fans are quite happy with it, to be fair. But 22 minutes gone here. He's on 350k a week, as many of you telling me now, like David Lee and Vedant Sagar. Haunted Radio says, I think United will struggle against Leipzig. They're more difficult than PSG, and they're a well-coached side. Well, that's for next week, isn't it? We don't need to worry about that now. Why do you think Man United, Darmian didn't work out at United? It says Lazy UK, because he's crap, to be honest. And true story, I had a boss when I was 16, and her name truly was Anita Glasscock, says Marine and Rattlesnake J. Okay. If you think that's, yeah, whatever. It's a goal kick. Sorry about this. I'm just doing my online shopping. Oxtail soup? Well, not really. I do need to stretch though, Arjan. You're right. Yes, I'm in pyjama bottoms again. They did me good. I'm gonna have to keep wearing my pyjama bottoms until England and Man United don't win. I'll wash them, don't worry. And there's nothing to say that I haven't got two pairs. I haven't washed them and I haven't got two pairs, but they do get washed quite regularly. Mark, thought on Madrid losing and Barca winning 5-1 yesterday, says Abdul. I've got to be honest with you, I have really lost interest in La Liga over the last couple of years. I just have. I just don't find it very interesting anymore. I think when Ronaldo was there, you got Ronaldo and Messi, the two best players in the league, in the world. And since Ronaldo left Real Madrid, I've just lost a lot of interest in La Liga. I'm a little bit like Lionel Messi. I've got no interest in La Liga. Hi, Mark. Have you heard the news about Czech? Says Charlton. Yes, I don't really understand it, to be honest with you. And thoughts on Czech and Chelsea? Says Vedant. I've got no interest in it, to be honest. And have you heard the news about Czech? Charlton, yeah. Let's switch to Bayern Atletico during half time, says Papa. Why? They'll still be playing at the same time. Would you have a one-night stand with Ed Woodward for Jadon Sancho, says Boogie B. I think Boogie B is a little bit of a sex pest, to be honest. No, I wouldn't. Because that would make... One, I'm not gay, so I wouldn't do that. And two, I certainly, if I was gay, I wouldn't do it with Ed Woodward. So, no, I wouldn't do that. Prostitute myself just so that we can get Jadon Sancho. If some of you want to do it, and I've got to be honest with you, I don't think Ed Woodward would be up for it either. So, no, definitely not. And Magneto, you're right. He says Ronaldo was the reason I used to watch La Liga. Are you a fan of the NFL Tampa Bay Bucks since they're also owned by the Glazers? Says Cody. No, I'm not. And thoughts on Van Dijk's injury, says Lee Parker. I mean, it's just unlucky. I mean, obviously it weakens Liverpool, which is a good thing, but it's not a good thing that somebody gets a bad injury like that. You know, the way I look at it, it would be like United losing Bruno. So I would hope that rivals would think, well, that weakens United, that it's a good thing, but I'd hope that there'd be some sympathy as well. So I always look at things like the offside that Liverpool had at the weekend, and although it's funny because it happened to Liverpool and they didn't win, I also do think, well, what if that happened to United? I'd be furious. So, you know, it's not, you know, I can see both sides. And also, I think that, yeah, I think the Van Dijk thing is Van Dijk to me is clearly the best centre-back in the Premier League and probably in the world. And it would be like United losing Bruno. So I don't think Pickford should be suspended, Dan. I think the reaction to the injury has been ridiculous. I mean, maybe it's an age thing. Maybe it's an era thing. Maybe it's a society thing. But, I mean, I saw Roy Keane purposely snap Haaland's leg. And I don't remember what his ban was, but I don't think it was like 6 months and a prison sentence. It's a football pitch, and look, there should be severe repercussions for it if it's done in a very deliberate way, but I don't think it was. I just think it was a reckless tackle, and you know, he could have got a red card, he didn't. Do you think Carl Darlow should get a call up, says Bork, and can't do my homework, this is more entertaining, says Big Josh, thank you very much. And what if Chelsea starts to gel against us on Saturday, says Abby? Well, they'll win. That's an easy question to answer, won't it? Bayern have scored as well. They're 1-0 up. So the goals are starting to trickle in. Great team goal, says Eshwin. Well, it looks like Jordan Henderson's coming on here. So another... oh, no, he's not. He's just taking his coat off and putting his training top on. But very equal game so far. They're both neither team is. I think some football fans would say it's a boring game. What's actually happening is they're both decent teams and they're cancelling each other out. So when defenses and everybody's playing well for both sides. Good tackle there by Fabinho, cleared. Do you think England, says Abanaf, can win a major trophy in the near future or at least reach final? They've some pretty good players, but I think Southgate's crap. You've answered the question I would answer there, Abhinav. I think we have got some good players, but we don't have a very good coach. Cross comes in from Ajax. Allison punches at it. Not Allison, Adrian. Both begin with an A. Salah. Lots of Ajax players back. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner to do it. We're on that road. Oh, good cross, Andy Robertson. And Arna jumps on it, and it sticks to his body like noodles on a non-stick pan. Wok. Friends or Big Bang Theory, says Masala. We will do either or at half time, but not now. But I'd say Friends. Fabulous Squid says, I've just been back to look at that Roy Keane tackle on Haaland, and I think he got the ball. Yeah, you might get head off to Specsavers tomorrow. We had no intention of hitting the ball. Southgate is a PE teacher. Who would you like to see in charge? Says Knight R7. I mean, off the top of my head, I would like to see Wenger. I think he'd do it. I think that's the perfect job for him if he wanted it. Thoughts on Ancelotti's Everton this year? Says Thomas. Doing good. They're doing really, really good. I think for Everton, it's about what they do at the weekend. I think they're away to Burnley on Monday night. So those are the sort of games that Everton are going to have to win. So Atalanta are 1-0 up against Midtjylland, and it's Zapata who scores. And Bayern Munich are 1-0 up against Atletico Madrid, and it's Kingsley Coman who scores with an assist from Kimmich. So, and of course, Man City and Porto are 1-1, as we know. Hi Mark, says Arturo Venegas. Hi Arturo. And pumpkin spice latte. I tell you what, I'd like a pumpkin spice latte about now. It's that sort of time of the year, but it's not that time of the day. Actually, you shouldn't be having a coffee at half past 8 at night. But I'm deaf in one ear completely. But listening to Steve McManaman makes me want to lose hearing in the other two. BT needs better commentators. That's Cross, and Adrian has got it. Yeah, I've got to say that Steve McManaman is somebody who makes me glad I do watch-alongs, because yeah, I couldn't listen to that. I mean, it's one of those things actually. I very rarely get to watch a football game now with commentary, because all the United games I do as a watch-along, so I don't have the audio on, and a lot of the watch-alongs for other games I do on here, so I don't have to put up with commentary, which is great. And when I do watch it, I just get so frustrated with the crap they come out with, which I'm sure you probably do with me. I wonder what it'd be like if I was on BT commentary, because I don't think it would. I think it'd be weird, because you'd be doing it with a co-commentator, wouldn't you? And they'd be going, "So, Mark, what do you think about the game so far?" Well, I tell you what, I do think it's 0-0. But what's your favourite Halloween film? And then we'd start talking about different things. And or if you missed the chance, I'd say, bloody hell, what a prat. He's paid all that money and he couldn't hit the ocean from a boat. Why didn't he shoot? Oh, good save by Adriani. Would have been offside. Oh no, it wouldn't have been offside. Ajax should have scored there. They should have thought. So they should have scored there. Matt says, does United stand newcomer Beth have a Twitter? She talks good sense and I really enjoy her opinion. I think she does, yeah. We'll have to sort that out on the next show. Salah, but Anana's there. Favourite commentator growing up and now, says, favourite commentator growing up and now, says Arturo Venegas. Well, you can all play that one. You can all play that one. Who's your favourite commentator? For me, Tilsley. And that was one of the... I didn't like lockdown. I don't want to go back into lockdown. I don't know about you lot, but you know, like lockdown. I think I've said this before. Remember at the start of lockdown, I specifically remember a TikTok video that my daughter showed me, and it was Oxlade Chamberlain and that girl from Little Minx, and that's right, isn't it? Little Minx. You know, the pop band. Anyway, Oxlade Chamberlain goes out with someone from Little Minx, and they were doing this dancing thing. I could never do it. I'd fall over on my arse. And they were like dancing up some steps, like going like this. And it's like, oh, it's the first week of lockdown. And I always think, well, I wonder what video they'd be doing now. They'd be in a divorce court, even though they're not married. It's like that first couple of weeks of lockdown, everyone was like, oh, it's a novelty. And now I look back on it and think, if only you'd known what an absolute depressing nightmare it bloody was. So, but one of the positives of that was that I got to interview Clive Tilsley, who is... who basically wins for me because he commentated the best night of my life. Not my wedding. He wasn't at my wedding, and he didn't come into the hotel room afterwards and go, "It's all going off. He's done it." No, don't even think about that. No, 1999 Champions League final. Mane, own goal. Oh, I tell you what, that is an unfortunate event for the Ajax defender, because it should not end up in the back of the net. It shouldn't end up in the back of the net, but Mane maybe should have hit it better in the first place and it would have gone in the net. But he shoots, it just rolls across the 6-yard box, and the Ajax defender, I'd have to see it again to see what he's thinking. But Mane does well. You think he's going to get the shot off. It's a bad shot, and then, oh, I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. He's got his feet all mixed up. It's a very, very good finish by Tagliafico. He's a very good left back. But he's got his feet mixed up there, and it's 1-0. A soft goal, but Liverpool will take it. Yes, they will. And it was not Magnifico from Tagliafico. Score is changed. Yeah, so Clive Tilsley for me, because of the 99 win. Solskjaer has won it. But I used to like Brian Moore as well, for the older people in the live comments. Brian Moore was a good commentator. Tyler for me is good. I've just never been a huge... I'll tell you who I did used to like, and this is really old school. You're talking Italia 90 and Euro 96. Barry Davies. He was a good one. And again, I think Tyler and John Motson are the same. Very, very good commentators, but never for me did I go, I like you the best. They were good, but I didn't like them the best. I liked Barry Davies. I liked Clive Tilsley, Brian Moore. Cannot be arsed with people like the modern lot, Sam Matterface, and maybe it's just an age thing. Maybe it's because I know I can do a better job. But no, I'm not massively into those. There you go. Peter Drury. Yeah, I don't really get the Peter Drury thing. I think he's good, but for me it was never, oh, he's great. Is he the one who used to do Gazzetta, Italian football, though? I did like that. I always think of Italian football for him. Milner's got a yellow card there. Always gets a yellow card. Tyler hates United, says Pig. I don't think he does. I think a lot of people think he loves United because, you know, that Martial goal and everything. AJ United says, I can't stand Milner. I think he's one of them players, if he plays for you, you love him. Jay Perriman says, come on Liverpool, win this game, bro. Not a bit of an odd statement, Jay. Come on Liverpool, win this game, bro. If it works, it works. Izan Yusuf says, I'm a Madrid fan, but I haven't seen a better channel than the United Stand. I started following at 70,000 subscribers, and now we are near 1 million. Love your honesty and footballing intelligence. Thanks, Izan. I told you to make it a little less obvious that you weren't paid by me to do that, though. But you nearly got away with it. No, he isn't really paid by me. Thank you, Izan. And appreciate that. I love Ian Dark. He belongs doing just that alone, says Dano Jr. Get a beer in your hand, says Jay Perryman. And who's the best player besides Messi or Ronaldo in your opinion, says Diego. I think it's always been up for grabs, Diego. Because, you know, even Neymar last night... You know, I'd be tempted to say Mbappe. I think Mbappe is more exciting than Neymar. Why did Man United never get lucky with the opposition doing own goals? None since Ollie joined, says Thornquist. Don't know. We get a lot of penalties though. Mason Mount is liked by English managers, says Advitya. He is. He is. What's your favourite Halloween film? There you go. I'm going to chuck good questions at you. Fabinho's playing very, very well at the back for Liverpool. Mr. Versatile. I wanted United to sign Fabinho. I wanted him at United for about 2 years before Liverpool even knew who he was. Lovely run by Robertson. Salah, this should be 2. Oh, it's a good block there because that would have been 2. And Ajax just about get it away. That should have been 2-0. Lovely run by Andy Robertson. And I thought Salah had put it in the top corner. I've just slipped off my chair inadvertently. I sit on a back protector, and that's never happened before. I just literally slipped off it. It was all part of the show. I meant to do it on purpose. Halloween original, says Ethan Lucas. Yeah, I don't really like scary movies. There's this game that I've got to do next week on Twitch, and I think have I dropped the link in the video description for my Twitch page? Yeah, so if you click the link in the video description and give me a follow, I'm going to do this game that's apparently really scary. So I'm just going to have a bit of a laugh on Twitch with it sometime next week. James says his favourite Home Alone film is his favourite Halloween film is Home Alone. You sort of stole my joke there, because my favourite Home Alone film is probably my favourite Halloween film is probably something like It's a Wonderful Life or Goal. Something that's just not scary and got nothing to do with Halloween, because I don't really like scary films. A lot of people are saying Halloween. It's Bayern Munich 2-0 now, says Victor. So well done to Bayern. But if I'm going to pick a film that I think is scary as a Halloween film, I'd probably say Jaws. Which is just scary, but nothing to do with Halloween, is it? You can't use Jaws as a Halloween film. It's like having Free Willy, isn't it? And not the adult version. I'm talking about the big black and white fish thing that escapes from captivity by jumping over a child, which I always think that could have gone really wrong. As it jumped, it actually headbutts the child. Nobody's about. The child falls into the water. And then the fish thing thinks, you know what, I'm a bit peckish. It could have gone really bad. But obviously probably made by Disney, so it didn't. You know. They've got bloody talking lions on their films. God knows what they're smoking. Anyway, and a mouse. But Ajax are on the attack here. I'll tell you what I do like. I do like the Halloween Christmas stuff. Who won Blood Brothers Digital? We've got the final next Monday. It's just been a bloody nightmare arranging the final. And the best thing is the final is going to be played on FIFA 20, and everyone's been playing on FIFA 21, so it'll be a mess, an absolute mess. Thanks for the reminder, Killian. Stretch it out. Here's Mane coming down the left. 3v3. Salah makes the run. Anana's there. 3 minutes to half time. I think Ajax have been a bit unlucky in this game, you know. If Tagliafico doesn't make that mistake. Ryuk says, has the match been a good watch? I think this sort of... I love the Champions League nights, especially in the autumn. Nice and dark. And we can wander into other conversations. And I think this is the sort of game where I'd normally be watching it and on my phone or something like that. So these are the sort of watch-alongs I like, where it's just a nice watch and talk about something else. Is it phasmophobia, says Brennan? Yes. Yes. What do you think about Man United going down this season, says Maxwell? You're having a bloody laugh, mate. Not a chance with Twan Dijk at the back. Sergio Twanos. Rafael Turan. Twuli Bali. Lovely ball. Oh, cleared off the line by Fabinho. Should have been 1-1. Don't know how he didn't do that. Fabinho's been fantastic at centre-back. I'm going to have to put a tweet out. And here's Mane with the cross. And it's nearly another own goal. Outstretched foot and it just goes wide. But it should have been 1-1 at the other end. Oh, good header as well. Straight at Anana from Firmino. And here's Robertson, and it's a good block again. So Ajax holding on a little bit here, even though they could have been 1-1. I was hoping to watch Traore a bit before the winter. Can he play for Atalanta even though United have signed him? So 6782 Anthony. Yes, he can. He just isn't at the moment. Yeah, where can you get all the Simpsons Halloween stuff? Is it on Disney now? I think it's all on Disney, isn't it? Ewan Black says, my favourite commentator is an unpopular one, Bill Leslie. Was he the Irish one? Is he still alive? I'm going to Google him. Bill Leslie's alive! Oh no, it's not the one I'm thinking about. This is a bold chap. So we've had 1 minute of the added time on. What was, if we're going, we will have some Irish people here. I'll tell you what, I'm not even going to Google this. You can help me with this, especially for the Irish crowd. Johnny Bones says, why no career mode today? Holding off getting sacked. Well, I'm not going to get sacked on my career mode, am I? I've just knocked Real Madrid out and I'm in the race for top 4. So I'm doing very well, actually, Johnny. And it's back tomorrow because I'm doing this watch along today. That's why. So shove that in your pipe and smoke it. But for the Irish crowd, there used to be a programme when I lived over there with Johnny Giles, Eamon Dunphy, Liam Brady. Who was the presenter of that programme? And is he dead? I always do that now. When I'm watching a film, I'll always think, this is an old film. Are they dead? I was doing it last night with... What was I watching last night? I was like, are they dead? Yes, it was Hot Fuzz. I watched Hot Fuzz at the weekend. Half time. Let me just stop it. Stop the clock. Reset. I was watching Hot Fuzz at the weekend, which is actually Hot Fuzz is a good Halloween film. I think it's like when it's in the pub and that it's all autumnal. So Hot Fuzz is a good Halloween film, and there's a lot of old people in it, like Ed Woodward, not Ed Woodward, the director. A lot of people probably, but the Equalizer, the original Equalizer, not Denzel Washington, who I think is a very good Equalizer. Ed Woodward was an actor, and he is dead, as I've let you know. Spoiler alert. But he doesn't die in the film. Yes, he does. Spoiler alert. But Timothy Dalton's in it. Hot Fuzz is about 10 years ago, so I found myself going in the... I find myself doing this a lot. I don't know whether you lot do it. I'll be watching a film and I'll start Googling that person. Oh, what were they in? What do they do? And you miss loads. Bill O'Hurley. He's still alive. No, he's not. He's dead. He's dead. Oh, that's sad. I've read the wrong bit. I read 25th of May, age 76. I thought he was still alive. He's actually died. He died in 2015. He's been dead 5 years. His family will be over it. But, yeah, I used to like old Bill. They won't be over it. They won't be over it. Oh, there he is. I'm looking at the pictures of him. Used to really like Bill O'Hurley. He was a very, very good presenter. Good crack. And which means good time. Nothing sinister in Irish. But yeah. So Bill O'Hurley, who is dead 5 years ago. It's new for me. It's sad for me, but for some people they've known for a long time. Mark, 120 million for Pogba next summer. Who would you get the money for? Who would you get the money? For me, Declan Rice would be one of the players, says Runak. Yeah, I think he's a good player. Thanks for the super chat there from Kevin Doyle. And Mark, clutching on 2 straws, but do you still see parallels with Bruno and Sancho? We really wanted Bruno in the summer and then we got him in Jan. Same with Sancho, says Andrew C. Yeah, you're clutching at more than 2 straws there. Basically, if you wanted to know how many straws you're clutching at, you now own a straw factory, and you pump out 1 million straws a day, and you couldn't clutch. There's so many straws there. Neville or Jamie Carragher as commentators. I might shock you here, but actually, if he didn't have a Scouse accent, I think Carragher. Yeah. I think Gary is very good, but I think sometimes I've just heard him say things where I think he's trying to do it to be liked by rival fans, whereas I think Carragher's just a little bit more blunt. So, yeah. My advice is, Gary, just be blunt. Yeah. What time is the El Clasico? Because people are telling me about that. Should I buy a Man United Zebra kit, or which kit should I get? Says Mario Lopez. I thought you were talking about Halloween. I thought you were saying, should I get a Man United Zebra kit or a witch kit for Halloween? But I think you've spelt witch. You have spelt witch, W-I-T-C-H, but I think you meant witch, W-H-I-C-H. So, yes. Ooh! When's The Mandalorian coming out? Biatch. Forgot about that. Mark, people that say Rice is overrated must remember that he's West Ham's captain at the age of 21. Well, I thought Rice was overrated a year ago, but in the last 6 months, I think he's good. So, yeah, I do rate him. I think he's good. When's The Mandalorian coming out? New season streaming soon. Shove it up your arse. That's a joke. I hate that. That doesn't make me excited. I want a date. I want to know the date it's coming out. What are your thoughts on the loss in United's finances, KG? Not good. Anyway, let's play either or, and also I'm gonna chuck some questions at you as well. Mark, I understand why you wanted Fabinho so much. He looks quality in whatever position he's played, says Martial FC. Loving the watch along, by the way. Good stuff. We've done favourite Halloween films. There is going to be a Going for Goldbridge tomorrow on the Goldbridge channel, but there won't be a Cooking with Goldbridge because I'm preparing my Halloween special, which will be next Cooking with Goldbridge, and I've got a Bonfire Night special as well. Mark, get ready for the Zebras to be hunted by Aubameyang and co. Says Zayn Miassi. PSG were poor. There we go. Yeah, but Zayn, what are you doing tomorrow night? You know what I'm doing tomorrow night, Zayn? I'm just going to relax, probably go down gym. Probably have a couple of beers, and yeah, just watch Netflix. You know what you're doing tomorrow night? You're watching some shit team in the Europa League play. Well, you're the shit team, and you're playing another shit team on a Thursday night. Welcome to Thursday night football. Emmerdale, tune, kick in. No more imagine we got Sancho and a centre back. We have what we have, and that's on the Glazers and not Ollie. Time to back Ollie and bring back the glory, says Henry Kennedy. I agree with that. EastEnders or Coronation Street? Coronation Street. It's just got a more... I think Coronation Street always makes me feel warmer, and EastEnders is just a little bit negative. Twansebi or Upper Meccano, says St. Columbo. Ridiculous question. It's easily Twansebi. And October 30th is Season 2 for Mandalorian, says Joseph Avila. Has anybody established whether all the Halloween Simpsons episodes are on Disney? Because Disney's one of those things that I pay for that I forgot I've got. I forgot I've got it. So I might watch some Halloween Simpsons tonight. Because there's so many of them. Halima says Halloween or Christmas. You know what? I do like Halloween. I do like Halloween, but it's not. It's a BTEC Christmas. Oh, don't let here Flex. Flex is a BTEC ambassador. He hates it when I say BTEC. Not going to do it. Not going to say it. Mark, how great does it feel not to do watch-alongs on Thursday, says Nick. I know, but we've got to be careful. We could be back there next year with Arsenal, who I think Arsenal are going for a record, aren't they? 5 years in the Europa League if they get in there this year. I'll be playing my PS5. Europa League is of no interest to me, says Zayn Miassi. How have you got a PS5? He probably invented it, knowing him. And Adrian or Pickford, says Marcus. I think Adrian's better than Pickford. Adrian was really good for Liverpool at the start of last season. Margot Robbie or Scarlett Johansson. I think they're both fine actresses. And if I was casting a role, I think it would depend on what the role is. And Mbappe or Ronaldo in their prime. You're having a bloody laugh, Curtis. You're having a get out. Get out of wherever you are. Sit in the garden, and I don't care if it's raining, and open your mouth and wash it out. And wash your hands for even typing that. Mbappe or Ronaldo in their prime. Well, Mbappe's not even in his bloody prime, you prat. And Ronaldo in his prime is probably the best player there's ever been. Arteta or Lampard? Good question, Pixie. Good question. I'd say to that, I would say... I think Lampard's an interesting one. I think he could be under a little bit of pressure. How are you feeling about Christmas this year, Mark? Do you think you're getting a festive spirit with what's going on in the world, says Martial FC? Well, I tell you what, you've had to bring the bloody mood down again, haven't you? Let me just stretch this out. You know what? I was having a chat today with my dad, and we were talking about this very topic, Martial FC Super Chats, and he said to me, he's good, but he'll bring the mood down. Guarantee it. No, he didn't really. What he was we were talking about Christmas, and we won't be able to obviously mix and see family members. You know what we both said? It is what it is. You've just got to make the most of it, and that's what we've got to do. But I also have said this and spoken to this a few times, and the reality is, at Christmas, I look forward to switching off apart from football. I look forward to eating food, which I can still do. Food is still going to exist this Christmas, despite lockdown. It's official. There will still be food out there. And I look forward to going down the pub, socialising, seeing people that come home for Christmas that you don't see all year round. Won't be able to do that. Going out for meals, won't be able to do that. Seeing family and friends, won't be able to do that. That is actually a good thing in some ways, because I don't like some of my family and friends. But no, joking apart, they're a mixed bag. But no, yeah, so look, I think it will be a bit of a Poundland Christmas. And I don't mean we're all shopping at Poundland, but I mean, like, it's not going to be the same Christmas, is it? Because we haven't got freedom, and we are going to have to adhere to these rules, and we should adhere to these rules. But, yeah. But there's a light. There is a light, and it never goes out. There is a light and it never goes out. Oh, ask me, ask me, ask me. United Ronaldo or Madrid Ronaldo, says Quatsiop. I'd like to say United Ronaldo, actually, because I think he was more of an individual talent at Manchester United. He was more of a winger, whereas at Real Madrid he became more of a striker and a finisher. But to be honest, I'm talking bollocks. I think Madrid did get the best Ronaldo. Come on, Mark, don't rub it in. I'm over here wanting to cry about playing on Thursdays again. Well done last night. Great result for you. Love the vid, says Calum Canning. You know what, in all seriousness, Calum, I said it last year and I'll say it again. I would rather be in the Europa League than nothing. You know, I'd rather be Arsenal than Leicester. No, Leicester are in the Europa League, actually. Wolves, they're not in it, are they? You know, I'd rather... I'm one of those people, I'd rather my club was playing than not playing. So, look, Arsenal want to be in the Champions League. When will they be in the Champions League again? They've probably got more of a chance this season than I thought they did at the start of it. I think top four is more on for Arsenal and Spurs than I thought it was. But it's going to be a big battle. Has Van Gaal contributed more to the current state of United than Mourinho, considering he called up Rashford and bought Martial, says Road to Dawn. Oh, Road to Dawn. I think that's a fantastic question. I really do. And Zayn Miasi or DT, says Andrew C. Definitely Zayn. Don't even... You know, you mentioned the other person. I don't have anything to do with them anymore. I don't see their social media. I just cut it out, and I wish it was never part of my life. It was just a load of bollocks. So I don't even have any bad feelings or anything about it. I just don't have anything to do with that whole thing anymore. I think everyone became very bored of it. It became very pantomime, and I was just bored of it. But Zayn, on the other hand, yeah. But that previous question was really good. Like, who's had more impact on Manchester United's current side, Van Gaal or Mourinho? Well, Mourinho brought Pogba. He bought Eric Bailly. He bought Lindelof. Not so bad. He bought Lukaku. He's gone. He bought Zlatan. He's gone. What players did he bring through? McTominay. So Pogba, McTominay would probably be the two positives of Mourinho's era. Van Gaal's era, like you say, Rashford, Martial, Luke Shaw. David De Gea was already here. Matic was from Mourinho as well. Yeah, I think Van Gaal, yeah. I think Van Gaal probably has had more, yeah. I have watched The Mandalorian, Anch, yes. Is The Mandalorian out in America yet? You know, because they released it early to... Like, The Mandalorian was out in America in autumn last year, but it didn't come out in England until March. Have they done that again? Because basically what happened is I was able to watch it all before Christmas last year, and I wouldn't mind doing this again. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new, by the way. Bottom right hand corner, players are just coming out. We can do all the good stuff in the second half. Hi Mark, I'm a Charlton fan. We've got Levitt on loan. What can we expect from him? Mandalorian is out on the 30th of October, says Josh Clements. I think Levitt is a player that I personally don't think he's going to be good enough for United, but you know, it's a very good loan for him, and I hope he does really well. The one I'm more interested in is Garner. I think Garner is 18, and he just looks like he's going to grow into being a very, very good midfielder. He's on loan at Watford at the moment, so yeah. But look, Levitt could do it. He could do it, but Garner's the one I think will have the better future. COVID is here to stay for a long time, just like with Glazers and the Cronkies, says Zane. We don't want to hear that, Zane. We don't want to hear that, because... We don't want to be here in a year's time going, God, imagine if you told us in October 2020 that we'd still have another year of this shit. We don't want to hear that. Who are Arsenal playing tomorrow night? I actually don't know. Should we have a laugh? Let's have a look. It's embarrassing, really. So Europa League tomorrow, they're playing Rapid Vienna at 5 to 6 on a Thursday. You know you're in the Europa League when you're playing at 5 to 6 on a Thursday. So yeah, they're playing at Rapid Vienna at 5 to 6 tomorrow. Let me just kick off the second half here. Ajax. Jordan Henderson's on for Curtis Jones. Second half is up and running. So Rapid Vienna. Tottenham are at home to Lask at 8 o'clock. Dundalk are playing Molde in the same group as Arsenal. Leicester play Zoryak Lushank. And is there another English team in it, or is there just three? Tottenham, Arsenal and Leicester look like the teams that are in it. Rangers are playing Standard Liège. But yeah, it's a tournament. That's all I can say about it. It's a tournament. But weekend fixtures. I'm just having a look at what watch-alongs I might do on the weekend. So Villa Leeds on Friday night is going to be an interesting game. But I'm dead against Friday night football. For me, Friday night is not football, so I'm not watching that. Saturday, West Ham Man City at 12:30, Fulham Palace at 3 o'clock, Man United Chelsea 5:30. I'm definitely doing that. You can watch that on the United Stand. And they've just hit the post, Ajax. They've just hit the bloody post. Gravesen. Not Gravesen. Klassen. Lovely hit. Adrian is beat. Inside of the post. Ooh, that's a close chance. Deserved a goal. I think Adrian actually got his finger on it. That's what she said. No, I think he did. And if he did, it was a very good save because it's still at the inside of the post. Lovely hit by Klaassen. Mark, we're still ahead of you. Once Martinelli returns, he will cause problems for your defence. He's already better than Neymar, who's finished, says Zane. You keep drinking, Zane. Whatever makes you happy. The Mandalorian comes out on the 30th of October, and I can't wait, says Bristow. Yeah, but it'll be one show a week, won't it? That's the annoying thing. One show a week. So, I'm just looking at what watch-along to do at the weekend. I will take suggestions, but I'm looking at Sunday. Arsenal-Leicester. I want to do the Sunday night show, so I'm not going to do that. There's actually no games for me to do this weekend. There's no good Premier League games apart from United-Chelsea. I might do Burnley-Tottenham on Monday night, actually. You know what? I think I'm going to do Burnley-Tottenham on Monday night at 8 o'clock. There you go. Which means I can do FIFA on Saturday, Sunday. Jamming! We're jamming! And I hope you like jamming too. I don't know, why have I never done that as a bloody celebration for a goal? Jamming. Because I like the jam. Get the jam in. We're jamming. And I hope you like jamming. I'm going to write that down. Spoiler alert. Eggs. That's the shopping list. And one. Mark, we're still here. We've done that. Zane, will KFC give you the afternoon off so you can watch the Europa drama? Says Nick P. Lovely little run by Firmino. Look, I think he wanted a bit of a penalty there. They're not going to review it on VAR, but they could have got one. Oh, peppermint tea. I don't talk to my drinks normally. I don't go, oh, peppermint tea, how you doing? Very well, Mark. Don't drink me. Hannah says, watch Villa versus Leeds. I normally would, but Friday night for me is it's a social event. So I always do the 8 o'clock show, and then I'm on the piss, really, to be honest. I don't get pissed. I just have about 8 beers. Bottles. What time's El Clasico? This is the one that people keep talking about. What time is it? And people say, like, El Clasico. I've gotten very little interest in it. 3 o'clock, no chance. There's no chance I'm doing El Clasico at 3 o'clock. It will finish at 5 o'clock, and I've got to be live at 4:30 for the United game. So no, not going to do El Clasico, unfortunately. I'm not really interested in La Liga anymore. I'm lying if I say I am. No games to do this weekend. Sounds like a great time to bring back the chart show, says Craig. The chart show is back on Saturday morning. Yes, it is, Craig. It already was back, but pretend it's for you. But it is back. If you don't know what the chart show is, you haven't lived. Man United Chelsea's the big game of the weekend. Let's just be honest about it. The Beatles or U2, says Carl Freddy. To be honest with you, U2. Yeah, I mean the Beatles. You know, everyone's going to say the Beatles, but I find the Beatles a bit bland. Yesterday. Hey Jude. Hey Jude's a very good song, actually. I should have come with a better one. I do like Hey Jude, but... and look, they've got a nice back catalogue of good songs, but I prefer U2. It's a beautiful day, so let it get away. Doesn't really make any sense, but... No, that's not one of their better songs. I like With or Without You, Where the Streets Have No Name. Oh, good play there. Ajax will clear it though. You know what I'm going to do, and I don't know whether anyone's interested in this, but I'm going to do a Die Hard watch-along close to Christmas, because I feel that Die Hard is a Christmas film. So we're going to have the big debate. Is Die Hard a Christmas film via a watch-along? So I just need to find out when Die Hard's going to be on the telly so that everyone can watch it. Probably going to be a bit UK based because then again, these days and age, you can probably get Channel 4 living in Mexico. Do you like Take That, Mark? Says Owen Morris. Yes. Move on. Did you hear Republic of Ireland are playing England on the 12th of November at Wembley? Should be a good game, says Carl Middleton. I did actually. I'm not a big fan of international football. Newcastle Wolves would be great on Saturday at 3 p.m, says Daniel Thompson. And that's the inside of the post from Klassen. Thanks for all the super chats, by the way. UB40 or the script. I love UB40. Red wine. You love me so far. I don't like UB40. I'm not into reggae. I don't like reggae music. My favourite sort of music is probably gangster rap, disco, and European high tech. What do they call it? I'm talking about trainers now. But indie pop, I used to like that. Rock and roll, but I don't like reggae music. So I think it's because of that. What Levi Roots and his reggae sauce. I just think it mocks reggae music in a sauce way, condiment way, and it just puts me off reggae. But no, I don't like reggae music. I think the reason I don't like reggae music is because we were in this drama class once when I was about 13, and this. We all had to act out something to some music, and this lad who you would just never think he liked reggae music, he put this thing on, and it was like he started doing this dance, and I wanted the ground to swallow him up. Like everyone in the room wanted it. Everyone in the room felt cringy, and we weren't even doing it. And it was like, come on in. Come on, easy. And he was doing this dance. It was just like, it makes me feel embarrassed even now doing it. And I don't get embarrassed about things. So yeah, I think that put me off reggae for life. So definitely the script. I like the script. Danny's been on the show. What's the crack? If you want the know about Irish history, watch Michael Collins' movie. It's class, says Morgan. Very good film. Very, very good film. Don't think anybody asked about Irish history, but you mentioned it. So Michael Collins is a good film. Liam Neeson. Mark, would make a good Die Hard villain, says Amy Assey. He'd make a good Bond villain. I can imagine him sat there stroking a white pussy. Cat. Speaking on a Mandalorian, I like the once a week because it builds up good anticipation for me. Hope you're having a great day, Mark, says Sean. Yeah. I think I've just become accustomed to watching things and being able to watch it. The reality is most series I watch, I don't really binge them. So yeah. I've done that, Mum. Wales or Scotland, says Carl Freddy. Take your pick. Flick a coin. And I love how Ten Hag sets up his team, says Vignesh. I think Ten Hag would be more in keeping with United traditions than Poch because he actually uses width and lovely play here. I think Ajax deserves something out of this game. Whether they'll get it or not, I don't know. Lucky goal from Liverpool. You'll feel that they'll score a legit goal. But I did say 2-0, didn't I? Alan Rickman is Michael Collins too, says Aidan McCrudden. I don't remember that. Oasis or Stone Roses, Mark? Oh, James Bricknell, what a super chat that is. I've got to be true to my roots and not Levi roots. I can't stand reggae. But Oasis. But I love Stone Roses. But Fabinho nearly scoring from a corner there. I really like the Stone Roses, but I just loved Oasis growing up. So one of my goals is to smoke pot with you and Flex. Says GoVange98. That would be something on your bucket list you're probably not going to cross off. I don't know about whether Flex does it or not, but I haven't. No comments. That's what I'm going to say. But certainly not. I haven't in the last 20 years. Thoughts on the game so far, says Footmaster. I've enjoyed it. As I said, I think these games are always good to do as a watch along because I can interact with stuff whilst keeping in with the game. It's not a total eyes on the game if that makes sense. But Champions League games tend to be a little bit like that. Good header by Firmino that time, but he doesn't quite connect with it. And now Ajax have got it. Go on, run with it. Nice play here from Ajax. The way they've transitioned the ball here from back to front has been fantastic, and it's a good shot, and it goes for a corner. I think Adrian did not deal with that very well. Pro-miss with the shot, but the transition from back to front there by Ajax was fantastic. Eduardo says, apart from De Bruyne, who's a better cam than Bruno in the Prem? Oh. Liverpool don't really have one, do they? I suppose Havertz has got to be coming into the equation. Grealish? I think Grealish. I think the top three in the league at the moment are De Bruyne, Bruno, and then Grealish. Have you genuinely listened to any Beatles albums, Mark, or just the well-known songs? Oasis' best songs are the most obscure ones. Same with the Beatles, says Ryan Mark. I've got the Blue and the Red album, and I've got the best of the Beatles. What more do you want? But and you're right about Oasis. Some of their best songs are the more obscure ones. I mean, my favourite Oasis song is "Let's All Make Believe," which is a B-side from "Go Let It Out," I think, and that's why they released an album of B-sides, because they were so good. Mason Greenwood needs to watch YouTube videos on how the greatest athletes trains. Hopefully someone helps him. I wish he had a teammate that would, says Nick. And hey Mark, what's your most underrated Oasis song? Mine is Who Feels Love. Also much love from New Zealand, and I hope the family as well, says Joan OK. Thank you very much, Jono. I was told something about New Zealand today. That it's actually near Australia. I always thought New Zealand was like just above Scotland. So you learn something new every day. But I'm joking about that, by the way. On a serious point, what I did learn about New Zealand today is that you're basically normal. And I don't mean like New Zealand people. I mean like in relation to COVID. You've got full sporting arenas, pubs, everything's open. You've been really strict on people not coming into the country. And if they do come into the country, they've got to quarantine for 2 weeks at their own expense in a hotel, and they're tested regularly. I don't know whether this is all true, but Carl Freddy says the Rolling Stones or Queen. I like the Rolling Stones. Angie. But and I also like it's off The Departed. Oh yeah, it's just around the way. Anyway, Queen, definitely Queen, not the Queen. Queen. If it's the Queen or the Rolling Stones, definitely Rolling Stones. Mick Jagger. But I would go with I'm trying to do it. I can't do Mick Jagger. Queen. I love Queen. Freddie Mercury, Brian May, Roger Taylor, and the other one. I love Queen. Bow down like a laser beam, guaranteed to blow your mind anytime. I love Queen. Don't stop me now. Having such a good time. Andrew C says Ancelotti or Mourinho, Ten Hag or Nagelsmann, Van der Sar or Schmeichel. Also, what's happened to Adam? Why no cams from him recently? Says Andrew C. Well, he's not on the channel anymore. He left, mate, of his own accord. And Van der Sar or Schmeichel? Van der Sar or Schmeichel? Schmeichel. Ten Hag or Nagelsmann? Good question. Ancelotti or Mourinho? It has to be Mourinho. Andrew C. Aha or Wham? I think we're going to bore people, Ali. Aha only did 2 good songs, but I love The Sun Shines on TV. The Sun Only Shines on TV. Lovely song. Super chat for feel there should be an animated cartoon of you like the one Ricky Gervais and Carl Pilkington. You're very reminiscent of Alan Partridge, as Anthony Dunn. Thank you for the super chat. And lovely ball into the left-hand side here. I don't know who that is. Was it Yotta? Yeah. Yeah, Yotta. Odds on Spurs to win the league, says Harry Barrett. 25 to 1. I'd have them. I'd still have them at long odds, but not unrealistic odds. Ajax have had 9 attempts on goal. 4 on target. Liverpool have had 4 shots on goal, 1 on target. Ajax definitely deserves something out of this game. Are you a betting man, Mark, says Dylan? I used to. I don't anymore. I don't anymore because you know why I don't do it? Because I was one of those people who I never used to bet for fun. I think if you just have a bet for fun, it's all right. You know, you just have one every now and again. I used to try and have a system. And because I think I know a lot about football, I used to think I could have a system. And I'd do things like Henderson hits a long free kick, that would go for a goal kick. I'd do things like, all I want to do is double my money each week. So I'd put a £10 bet and I'd try and turn it into £20. Then you turn the 20 into 40, the 40 into 80, the 80 into 160 and so on. And try and turn a tenner into, you know, a lot of money. And then what I'd do is, when I turn the tenner into like 80, I'd take 20 off it and start another one with 2 of those 10s whilst continuing the 60. But the problem is, I used to think, well, look, a double bet, turning a tenner into 20 is 2 to 1. So I'd construct a bet where it would just be obvious things like Man City win, Bayern Munich win, Liverpool win, and Juventus win. But you could guarantee the chances of that happening, you'd think it was massive, but something would happen. You know, Bayern Munich could draw away to bloody some crap relegation team. So, yeah. Mark, how come you don't have someone with you on watch-alongs like in the past? Also, what was the American guy that used to do watch-alongs? Dan? I've not spoken to Dan in ages, actually, Andrew C. The reason I do watch-alongs on my own is because it's harder. It's like what I'm doing now. It's harder, but I just think it's more interactive for the viewer. Joel Wilson, have you ever had a fight, Mark? I've had loads of fights. Loads of fights. And I haven't won them all. But most of them happened at primary school, to be honest. I don't believe in violence. I don't believe in violence. I've seen too much of it. On a serious note, both as a child and as an adult, seen too much violence, and it solves absolutely nothing. So I'm not a big fan of it. Although I do like boxing, which sounds contradictory, but boxing's a sport. It's a skill. It's defined. And UFC to a certain extent, but boxing, I just like boxing because it's a very defined skill with rules. I'm from an island called St. Lucia with a population of 180k. Wait a minute, Ajax are in. Hold out, St. Lucia. He's in the box. Has he won a corner? No, it's a goal kick. I'm from an island called St. Lucia, says Daniel Jr., with a population of 180k people. You should visit St. Lucia sometime. I'll pay for your first week as a gift. Thanks, Daniel Jr. And how, you know, it'd be interesting, what are these islands like? David Lloyd, have you ever seen football violence? Yeah. The first games I went to were in the late 80s, and football was a very different world in the late 80s. I was very young, and Henderson's hurt himself now. Mark, glad for the revamping of United Stand. KG is superb, but keep out the negativity, says Ajmal Cosman. Yeah, I agree with you, mate. John Cena or The Rock? The Rock for me, because John Cena's not really my era. I haven't watched wrestling for a long time. So Henderson's down injured. Gundogan has scored a free kick for Man City by the looks of it. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's 2-1 Man City. But this is what I mean about Man City as well. I mean, they're not the team they were 2 years ago either. They're not. Like, Man City in their prime, which I think was 2 years ago, they probably would have been beating a team like Porto 3 or 4-0 at home. They're not at that level anymore. Dark side of the moon or the wall, says Jams Viking. Moon. And sick goal by Gundogan, says Abaldo. $20 minutes to go in this. I really do feel that Ajax deserve something out of the game. Please subscribe if you're new, by the way. We're nearly at 248,500. Getting really close to 250,000 as well. But bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. You're very welcome. FIFA Career Mode will be back tomorrow and throughout the weekend by the looks of it, because my next watch-along is going to be Spurs-Burnley on Monday night. What was the moment that had the most profound effect on you when you were a police officer, or why did you leave the force, says Adam McCrudden. I can't really talk about it because a lot of it is probably still sensitive. Like, there's, you know, you never know how it works these days if you start talking about specific cases. Sex or football, says Andrew C. And see, Andrew, you ask things and then you get really, really personal like that. Which I'm not going to answer. I'm not talking about my sex life. I don't care how much the super chat is, and that was only £2. And the moment that had the most profound effect on me that I can talk about, Aidan, because I'm not going to dodge the question. Corner to Liverpool here. Shaqiri on it. It's beautiful, Mark. Look up the Piton, and it's the only country named after a woman, says Dano Jr. Headed away by Ajax. The first thing that come into my head when you asked me about it was my first dead body, which is something when you go into the police or any emergency service that I don't know whether it's like now, but it was always the thing we spoke about at training, college, and that it's your first dead body, because it's a guarantee that you're going to see one. And it wasn't the first dead body I'd seen, because I'd seen like granddads and people like that when I'd been to see them dead in the mortuary or whatever. But and that's always a weird thing. I remember seeing them, and it's just weird. It's weird, like this person that you've grown up with, and then there they are. But it is like a shell. You know they're not there anymore. It's such a weird thing because they're not there. You can tell they're not there, and when you touch them, they're stone cold if you do that. But they're not there. It's like, you know, that it's like, you know, people talk about the weight of your spirit. It's true, because I've seen like family members when they're dead, and it's like, it's weird. It's such a weird thing. It doesn't feel like they're there anymore because they're not, even though their body's there, and that's the thing, you know. Anyway, what a hit. What a hit that is. And it's just gone over the bar from Ajax. Running out a little bit of time. Shaw's hit that one. So yeah, the first thing that comes to mind when I think about the profound thing was my first dead body, and it wasn't very nice. And I'm not going to tell you because it might leave people, you know, I know how the human brain works, and I could say something and it might resonate. It's like when you see, you know, it's like that. My daughter was talking about that thing on TikTok a few weeks ago. You know, the one where the guy killed himself. And a load of kids saw it on TikTok because it got uploaded. And my daughter was telling me about it. And she's like, oh, you know what? Is it wrong that I'm curious to see it? And I went, you're not. It's not wrong to be it, but you don't want to see it because it will impact on you. She came home from school the next day and she said, yeah, there's a girl at our school who's off for the week because she saw it. And I said, there you go. Curiosity killed the cat. They don't say that for a reason. They do. They do say it for a reason. Curiosity killed the cat. Curiosity can get you, you know, in bad places. So, yeah, I'm not going to tell you what the body was like, but it was, yeah, it was gross and it smelt. Anyway, we're talking about football, says Martin Gonzalez, who obviously doesn't understand what the show's all about. And it's another shot from Liverpool over the bar, deflected from Jota. Is it Jota or is it Jota? Or is it Jot-A? Matrix or Lord of the Rings? I tell you what, I'll tell you a quick story while we wait for a corner because Martin will tell me off. I watched the Hobbit trilogy about, well, I don't know. We watched it recently, the kids and me, and it's better than I thought. But then when we finished it, my daughter was like, oh, I'm really sad that's finished. And I went, well, Lord of the Rings. And then I was looking for the Lord of the Rings box set and I couldn't find it. Cross comes in. Oh, nearly a goal from, was that Wijnaldum that time? Yeah, it was. He got his head right behind it and he got the hook on it and he got the height on it, but it just went over. It's a good header by Wijnaldum. Really good the way he got his head down. Oh, I tell you what, that's not far. Anyway, I couldn't find my box set, so I went on Amazon Prime to get Lord of the Rings, and they had these extended versions. I've never seen the extended versions, so it's taken me about a year to watch them all because they're all about 4 hours long. But we're on Return of the King now, which is 4 hours long, so thoroughly enjoyed watching them all. Really good. So definitely better than The Matrix. Thanks everyone for everybody who's been watching, by the way. Thanks for all the super chats, all the chats. Really enjoyed it. FIFA's back tomorrow. I wish our fans would cease calling our players names such as Trashford, James Croydon. I think you mean James Coyden. James Corden, Luke Shaw. Tarzan, Cavani, Fridge, Maguire. We can be better as fans, says Oni Akabi. Yes, yes. I mean, the James Corden one's disgusting because basically James Corden's fat. Is what people think of when people call Luke Shaw James Corden. Got a cough. Will you play FM21 this year? What are your thoughts on Charlton as a whole, says Josh Clements. When I think of Charlton, I think of Lenny Lawrence for some reason. Did he used to manage you? Must be like an early Panini sticker that I had. Darren Bent. Was it Moncur who used to play up front for them? A South African person. What else do I... Kirbishley. Good cross in from Ajax. What do I think of when I think of Charlton? Bobby? No. Charlton Athletic. Ajax are really pushing here. They do deserve a goal. It'd be a very good win for Liverpool if they get it. Robertson clears. Fabinho clears. Shabat says that Lazio slapped up Dortmund last night. What is your thoughts? Is Serie A getting better? I think Serie A is something that I've watched for many years, and I've always been very critical of Serie A in the last decade because it's a good league, and it is a good league, but outside of its own league, it's not as quick as the top European leagues. So, you know, but it is getting better. I think better quality players are coming through in the Italian national side. And I think, you know, there's better quality players imported into the league as well. So I think it is getting better. And I think beating Dortmund, but you know with Dortmund, they run hot and cold. But did Lazio smash up Atalanta at the weekend as well? So I think Lazio are a good team. Thanks for subscribing, Aussie boy. T-Back says you need to start a channel where you talk about deep stuff. It already exists, mates. It's called the Mark Goldbridge channel. Going for Goldbridge. Check it out. Yeah, just type in Going for Goldbridge. You'll find the channel. It's a bit of a cult classic. Some people say it's a bit of... They change the L to an N and call it something else classic. But yeah, it's a bit of a cult channel, the Goldbridge channel. Not a lot of people know about it. I don't really publicise it a lot. It's for hardcore, really. But I enjoy it. It's good. It's good therapy for me. Keeper's made a bit of an error here, but it's all right. Ajax will sort it out. Goal kick. Visited St. Lucia, says George Froggatt. It's the most beautiful country I've ever been to, but ironically, not too far away, Barbados is the most grim place I've ever been. Interesting to know, isn't it? James Corden's a wannabe American. You know what? James Corden's a difficult one because when I see him on Late Night Live, he irritates the crap out of me. But I do like Gavin and Stacey. Oh, that should be a goal. It's a lovely cross by Minamino. Liverpool have made loads of subs because you can make 5. And Anana's there. I don't know what formation Liverpool are playing, but Trent Alexander-Arnold and Robertson are nearly playing as a front 2 there. I don't know what Liverpool's formation is at the moment. I think Milner's gone to left back. It looks like it's a back 4 of Milner. I don't know what they're playing here. TG says Barbados isn't grim. Oh, nah. What's my name? Oh, nah. What's my name? Says Dylan. I know what you mean now. James Corden changed. It's sad. He's gone all posh, hasn't he? He's like, hello, everybody. I've got a really posh English voice and I'm really empathetic. Pathetic, some might say. But, yeah, I do like him in Gavin and Stacey. Feels like a long time ago. Last Christmas feels like a long time ago, doesn't it? I'm not going to start singing Wham, don't worry. But yeah, they did a Christmas special, didn't they? It was all right. It was all right. What do you think of Villa's start to the season, says Josh Don? Fantastic. I think Jack Grealish is a fantastic player. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, that was his number 1 target. I personally think Van Dijk is a better deal for United, but Grealish is fantastic. And I'd have been very happy if he'd come to United. I think he was just priced out of a move, really. And he started the season really well. And I think Ross Barkley is a brilliant deal for them. I mean, I personally think Ross Barkley isn't going to get much game time at Chelsea with the players they've bought. But I think Ross Barkley's a very good player for Aston Villa. I think it's a really good deal. And I think it's one of those deals where, you know, you're a Chelsea player and you're a bench player for Chelsea, but you're still a very good Premier League player. And I think that he'll do a good job with them. You know, McGinn, Barkley, Grealish, that's a very good midfield. Aidan says, what's your thoughts on Cech being called up to Chelsea's squad and coming out of retirement? Still could be their best keeper. I don't really understand it, Aidan. I don't really understand why they've done it. You know, they've just bought a keeper and they've got 2 other keepers. Twinnings or Typhoon, Cadbury Roses or Quality Street, Nestle or Cadbury, says Carl Freddy. Typhoon, Quality Street, Cadbury. Did I say that we bought Van Dijk? I meant Van der Beek. I'm tired. I've been streaming for 3 hours. I do get my words mixed up. I have been streaming for 3 hours as well because I did a 7 o'clock show on the United Stand. And last night was a late one. Can Ajax get something out of this game? I feel that they deserve a draw, but for Liverpool's part, it would be a really good result for them as well. Robertson hits it long. Milner cleared. Oh, the people. Do Grealish calves turn you on the same way they turn on the commentators every time they see him play, says Jack. He likes his nice short shorts, doesn't he? And Mark, what would you do when you next go to Mallorca and bump into Pineapple Man? Buy some of his pineapple or tell him off for swearing at you, says Andrew. I say, do you want some? You're handy. I've been there since then anyway. I went back the year after. So, I'll tell you what though. I'm half tempted. It'll make me cry if I do it. But, you know, those things that you appreciate as... It's nice to go on holiday, isn't it? But you probably take it for granted. I wonder if I don't know how I would find one, but it will be on the United Stand. Like every night at 8 o'clock, we would go out and like you do what you normally do on holiday, and then we went away with like my sister and her family, and we'd all go and have something to eat at about 7 o'clock, and then we'd be finished just after 8, and then we'd go and find a bar and have a pint and everything with them, and then 9 o'clock Spanish time, which is 8 o'clock UK time, I'd go and sit on the beach, which would just be opposite the bar, and I'd do a live stream from there. I was thinking like that. Just then I was like, oh, you know what? If I went back and watched one of those streams, and it could be about anything. It could be we're going to sign bloody Koulibaly. It doesn't matter. It'd just be the watching me on a beach on holiday. It was just feels such a distant, unachievable memory. It's sad this year. 2020 is a sad year. It is. It's not over yet. Got to appreciate what you got when you got it. Am I doing a watch along for the Arsenal game tomorrow, says Lyle. No, I would rather eat glass. I'm sorry, with all due respect to Arsenal, I only ever watched the Europa League because Man United were in it. I would never sit and watch a Europa League game. What's the point? You know, I'd rather paint the bathroom, and I've told the wife I'm not doing it. You can drop subtle hints like leaving a paintbrush next to my bed, or leaving paint catalogues next to my computer, but I'm not going to do it. Liverpool 3-2 here. Poor. Minamino, that's poor, really. Henderson's got it on the right hand side now. They're queuing up though. Why has Henderson not put that cross in? He does now. Good block. And Ajax clear it. Among Us with the Sidemen, says Manny. But you've got to be invited to do it, mate. I do know the 442s, Anch. I've been on the 442s. I did a video for the 442s in lockdown, which was another bucket list thing to do. Oh, United could be back in the Europa League. I'm not getting arrogant. Dylan Howarth says, are you getting a PS5? Can you pre-order them yet? Because I haven't pre-ordered mine. Vernon says this game was boring, but was the watch-along boring, Vernon? That's the main thing. No. Daily Blin with the cross. He's got a bit of time on the back post here. Lofts it in. Keeper should be on that, and he has. I have played Among Us, Pigeon. If you click the link in the video description, my last video on my Twitch page was me playing Among Us. So yeah, I have got it. The thing about the reason I haven't played any more Among Us is it's a crap game to stream. Because if you live stream it, then the people you're playing with can basically cheat and know what you're doing. So you basically have to do it as a pre-record, which is probably what I'm going to do. Oh, lovely little bit of skill there. 5 minutes. Come on, Ajax. Can you get something you deserve out of this? I don't think they will. How do you feel about Roy Keane as a pundit, says James Kang? He's good. I like Roy Keane. I just like listening to him because he's one of my idols as a kid growing up. I thought he's one of my favourite players ever. He's not always right though. I mean, he gets a lot wrong. How often do you get your hair cut, says Shane Moore? I think I'm due in next Monday. So probably about every 4 to 6 weeks. I don't think Roy Keane would make a good manager, no. I mean, if he's going to do it, he's got to do it, hasn't he? And he's tried it and it didn't work. Just because I think people get confused. Just because you're a great footballer doesn't mean you're going to be a great manager. JJ says, did you notice Luke Shaw ignore Telles and never pass the ball to him? And no, I didn't. I think you're talking out your ass. Said Jamie, I've actually not been keeping an eye on the F1. It's not 1-1, Fahid. Fahid can F off. It's not 1-1. You're looking fit today, says Anthony Glynn. Thanks. Phil Jones or play with 10 men, says Azel. He's describing the same scenario. So Milner's down injured now. We don't want injury time. We just want to get on with the game. Please subscribe if you're new, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. We are currently 15 away from 248,500. Thanks everyone who's been tuning in. It looks like Liverpool are going to get over the line. The game's up and running again. It's a lovely switch of the play. I think Liverpool are going to do a job here. I think Fabinho's been really good. Love your content, Mark. Love from India, says Anuj. Thank you very much, mate. And PAFC analysis. Wait a minute. This could be the 2-0. Good save by Anana. Minamino's still got time. Gives it into Shaqiri. He was going to hit it. Gives it into Minamino. And a good save by Anana, who's had a great game as well. Just watch some of your best clips. I've never laughed so much, especially when you say it's always bloody Burnley. Thanks for the super chat, PAFC analysis. And what's your favourite moment as a football fan? Says Carl Wong. It's too easy. It's too easy. It's boring as well, but it's 99. Solskjaer's won it. Yeah. It won't be topped. It can't be topped because it not only was it an amazing way to see a club win the European Cup, but it also meant that your club won the treble. So, yeah, it's too easy. For anybody who witnessed that as a United fan, nothing can top that. Cross comes in from the corner. 5 minutes added on. Still time for Ajax to get something. Recommend something on Netflix, Mark, says Lee Reese. The Fall, which is also on Amazon Prime, I saw the other day. Mindhunter, The Witcher, Last Kingdom. I'm trying to think of obscure things that you might not have seen. Reece Williams on for Milner. Rashford or Nani, says Carl Freddy. It's actually a better question than people will think, because your natural reaction is to say Rashford, but you're disrespecting Nani there. I mean, Nani was a very good player, so different types of player as well. I think that Rashford is more of a striker, whereas Nani was more of a creator. So, which Rashford, you know, that's the one thing I think Rashford needs to improve on, which is his final ball. Top Boy is very good as well for IA. Good, yeah. Peppa Pig is on Netflix as well. Yes, Carl. I've seen Narcos, very good on Uma 10. Ref says play on, not a foul to Liverpool. Come on. I'm starving, you know. Penez says, what curry do you like? Any at the moment. I'm really hungry, but I'm not going to eat. I get really hungry late at night, and it's just not a good time to eat. But I don't know why. I just get really hungry at this time. I remember when I was like, I'd probably be like, I don't know what age I'd be, but I was young, so probably sort of 7, 8, and used to go and stay at my gran and granddad's, rest in peace, and they didn't die when I was 7 or 8. No, that's not where I'm going with this. It wasn't some horrible thing. It was a nice thing. So I used to go and stay at my gran and granddad's when I was about 7 or 8, probably like on a Friday night or something. You know, your parents are out, so me and my sister get dropped off there. And I always remember we'd have our tea, and then at about, I don't know, 10 o'clock at night, they'd always have like supper or whatever, like 10 o'clock at night, and it would be like crackers, pickled onion, cheese. I was just thinking I could do with some of that now, but God, no wonder they got like, well, you could say no wonder they're not here anymore, because I think if you're eating crackers and cheese and chutneys and stuff at 10 o'clock every night, you're probably going to have high cholesterol. But I'd like some now. Friday night dinner or in-betweeners, says Ray's. Yeah, I'm a big fan of in-betweeners, yeah. And nobody ever answered me if all the Halloween Simpsons are on Disney. I'm going to have to find out myself. Anyway, one last attack for Ajax. 1 minute to go. FIFA 21 career mode's back tomorrow at 3:30. 3:30 tomorrow. Cross comes in. He's put it over the bar. What a prat. Get over it. I don't mean get over putting it over the bar. Get over the shot. I'd have scored this. He panics. It bounces out to him. Look, what are you doing? He's trying to pick over the ball and blast it low. The bottom corner was on. No, he's hit that totally wrong. Thanks, Jacob Munders. They are. I don't know when Palestri's doing his debut, Martin Gonzalez, because I don't pick the team. But he was on the bench yesterday. I'm wrong, says. Who do you think deserves the league more, Spurs or Arsenal? It's too early, mate. You can't say who deserves the league after 5 games. We've had the 5 minutes. We've had the final whistle. It's all over. I tell you what, I want to say a big shout out. I don't think the game was as good as it could have been. I think Ajax deserved a draw. Liverpool will be very happy with the win. Very happy with the win. But ultimately, I think the winners was the live chat. Absolutely brilliant. Really enjoyed it. So thanks everyone for tuning in. Please subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner. And I will see you tomorrow morning on the United Stand at 10 a.m. Or if you're not a United fan, you don't want to watch that, 3:30 tomorrow afternoon for the FIFA career mode. If you didn't see the United Stand show at 7 o'clock tonight, because you didn't, you can go and check it out on the United Stand now. Speak to you all in a bit. Have a great evening, morning, afternoon, whatever it is, your time. And take care. Stay safe. I'll speak to you in a bit.